So we're in Fresno, California. We just finished just fixing a little starboard right here, just a little project. We wanted to document it mainly for our records so we know what happened out here. We'd been out here last year and had put in a bunch of different trims. I'm imagining that we did this, but I don't have my documentation in front of me. I know that we put in some faucets and some P-traps, some supply lines, things like that in multiple areas, probably master hall, and then maybe the bar sink area, but we'd have to look at the document to see. So I'm guessing that we put this in originally, and so the stopper wasn't stopping the water, which is fine if you're taking a shower, not so fine if you want to take a bath. So we just took it out real quick. There's a little adjustment screw that's underneath this little push button. If you actually pop it up and drain the water, this unscrews, and then you can see inside there's a little brass screw. And if you were to unscrew this whole thing, you take a screwdriver and unscrew that brass and pull it out, you can see that these threaded portion sticks through this white plastic portion that mounts down inside of there. It wasn't sticking all the way through, so you would tighten it down, but it wasn't down far enough for the rubber gasket, which is hard to see. But that rubber gasket was not seating. So anyways, just a real quick fix, just put it back in, push. It doesn't say push in the straight direction, no big deal, but it does work. So now the tub is actually sealing. We had just had water in it and drained it, so it's working now, just a little fix. Additionally, what we did in the kitchen, let's see if we can get out there real quick. Morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Oh, that's good.
So in here, unfortunately, what we did, and let me get a light on it right there. We replaced, there's a little gasket and a rubber, and the parts were, the rubber was stretched out, and the gasket, the cardboard friction gasket was saturated, so water was leaking out of this basket strainer. The outer portion, the threaded nut, the very large nut that screws onto the basket strainer, I believe it's stripped. Reason why is we tightened it down, and instead of continuing to pull up against cast iron sink, it would pop, and you could feel it definitely slip off the thread and drop back down. And then if you examine it around the perimeter more closely, not here because I can't get a good angle, but around to the right side, there's a gap. So the nut's not on there, correctly this way, up side to side, up and down. So what we're going to do is get new basket strainer. It's on order. They'll call us when they have it in. We'll come out and drop it and put a new one in. We're going to have to reuse this plumbing assembly. I don't like it, but there's nothing we can do with it. At some point, someone's worked on this plumbing, and at least twice, it appears, or maybe once and then one repair, but they put solvent weld couplings, Schedule 40 ABS couplings in there, and utilized all the plastic. What we normally do is we cut the plastic back and put a tubular trap in here, and you can see there's almost no way to get that in. We could certainly try and chisel back some plastic and get an adapter on there and go to tubular, because we like to use the tubular trap, a tubular disposal kit, which mounts up quite a bit higher, and it goes straight over to disposal. It's just a nicer assembly, and you can take it all apart so the homeowner can work on it if they have to, take it apart and clean it out. So anyways, I just want to document those two things so we can put it in our records with the rest of the work we've done here. Outside of that, this installation is done.